So welcome back, and this week I picked up a Canon C70. I've been waiting to get this camera for a long time, and the reason I got it is because I needed a camera with a good autofocus because I shoot solo a lot. So my criteria for getting a new camera was I needed at least 120p and 4K, unlimited record time, a full frame camera, and I also wanted a camera that you could just literally put a battery and the SD card and start shooting. I've been currently shooting with the 6K Pro. The 6K Pro is almost a perfect camera. If it had full frame and a good autofocus, I mean, you could not ask for a better camera. My initial thoughts are the differences between the 6K and the Canon C70 is that the menus on the Blackmagic cameras are really easy to use. If you know the basics about aperture, ISO, shutter angle, and so forth, you can jump on any Blackmagic camera and just within a few minutes get to the settings you need to start shooting. I was expecting the same out of the C70, but right after I got the camera, I realized it was going to take a few days to get familiar with it. Probably took me at least 3 hours just to get through the audio section of the manual and figure out how to get the microphones hooked up properly. So after getting this camera, there's a few things that really excited me about the camera and a few things that disappointed me. One of the biggest things is that the C70 with the focal reducer on it, the 0.71 focal reducer, what that means is you're actually getting more than a full frame. I put my 16 to 35 on there and it was reading 11 to 25 millimeter. It's almost like a GoPro wide. The other thing that I'm excited about is the stabilization in the camera. There's two kinds of stabilization. There's the digital stabilization for 35 millimeter, and then also you can crop in extremely far and get the 16 millimeter stabilization, which takes advantage of the whole sensor and uses that for stabilization. I was actually holding the camera like this and jumping up and down, and the image looked like it was almost perfectly still. The autofocus is a lot better than I thought. I know that the Canon R3 that's coming out actually has like vehicle tracking in it, and I'm hoping that that feature gets added to the R5, the R6, and the C70 later on. Hoping it will be. Canon. Anyway, it was just a quick update this week. I was planning on doing more, but yeah, the C70 is taking a lot longer to get used to than I thought it would. I think that's all this week. I just wanted to share my first thoughts on the Canon C70.